What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Fireside Rangers. I'm your host, Eric Wilson. Today, joined by my co-host, Colin Alcabes. Today, we are back to do another pregame live stream for the Rangers. We're playing the Buffalo Sabres tonight on the road in game number 2, looking to bounce back after that extremely disappointing season opener. I don't want to talk about that too much. If you want to hear our thoughts, all the negativity, go back to yesterday's episode where we broke down that game. But we're moving forward today into the future, and we're going to hopefully say some good things about the Rangers and then hopefully pick up a win in about 30 minutes. Super excited to chat with you guys that are joining us here live. We're going to get right on into it. We're going to let the chat fill up. As always, anyone that's watching, if you have any questions, anything you want to hear me and Colin talk about, be sure to fill that live chat up. And we'll bring your comments on the screen, give you a quick shout out, and give our thoughts. So we're going to get on right into it. But before we do, make sure you guys like, subscribe, ring that bell so you don't miss notification. Be sure to fill up that live chat, as I just said, and be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms at Fireside Rangers. But Colin, how are you doing today? And what are your thoughts on Taylor Swift's new album?
I'm good, and I haven't listened, but I heard there is a song about Travis Kelce and his nether regions. So do with that information what you will.
I hadn't heard that. I too have not listened to the album. I've just seen a lot of it on.
Not a Swiftie over here, but I'm a Rangers fan.
I am a Rangers fan too. I kind of forgot which podcast we were on. If the internet ever finds out about the Taylor Swift podcast, it might be over for me. But anyways, moving forward, let's talk about the New York Rangers. All jokes aside, we have a couple people here in the live chat. Dockyard, how you doing today? Lafreniere, better turn on the Jets. Game 1, not a good start. I thought Laf looked all right. He was taking shots. Didn't really skate the fastest. Wasn't the greatest defensively. We all know that first goal. He had a big part to play in that. So I'm hoping that he's going to turn things around, really start to play with a little bit more intensity. And we need a big season out of him. Not only a big game, a big season. So game 1, not too hot. You're right. Not a good start, but hopefully we'll see more from Lafreniere. Colin, take over. How do you feel about it?
Honestly, I would definitely like to see him get going, especially with that new contract kicking in. He's making quite a bit of money, so you want to see him take that next step. Obviously, in the playoffs a couple years back in the conference finals, you saw him take a pretty big step. And then last year, the whole team took a step back, so it's kind of hard to judge him on that. So you want to see him, be able to, now that he's getting more minutes and potentially some playoff time or power play time. I know he didn't get.
We better get playoff time.
He didn't get a lot of power play time in that first game. They made a switch late, I think, beginning of the third, I believe. But, you want to see him make the most of his minutes and kind of, start to solidify himself as a real top sixer and, potentially a cornerstone of this team for a long time.
Yeah, he needs to be in the top 6. He is, but just that second line, that second line did not play good. Panarin did not play good. Trocheck did not play good. I feel like Lafreniere is probably the best one on that line in game 1. So hopefully they all get things going. I know looking back to that season opener, Coach Sullivan did have a few comments to say. And I know he did make a few remarks about Panarin in particular, about how keep in mind, Panarin did not play a single preseason game. It felt like that was his preseason. He's got a lot of dust to brush it off before we're really going to get things going. So speaking of Coach Sullivan, though, he did confirm JT Miller is going to play tonight. Looking back at those season opening comments, post-game comments, JT Miller said it went about as well as he expected it was going to. He clearly was not 100% after that injury that he suffered, but he is going to be playing tonight. Hopefully he's feeling a little bit better. I really hope and pray that the Rangers are not rushing him back just for the sake of getting him back and that this injury is not going to worsen as the season progresses. I think if he needs to take time off, let him take time off. But hopefully we're just right about this. Sullivan says he's ready to go. He's going to suit up and play. So we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping for a better game from JT Miller as well.
Yeah, I think, if you want to see this team succeed, you need your top 2 lines to really contribute. And you didn't see that at all last game. I think that they did such a poor job of creating offense as a whole. And that does start with your first line center, or I guess second line center, depending on how you look at it, in JT Miller. Big piece of last year when he came over. He was a point per game player and a guy that you're really expecting to continue that point per game trend, especially on a team that's looking to get back into the playoffs. You need your money makers, you need your big guns to get going. And unfortunately, that wasn't able to happen in the first game. Plenty of season left, obviously, but it's not the start they want to get off to. And I think that they all know that. And hopefully, they rectify it against the Sabres here, who are, commonly known and tied with, I think, the Jets for the longest playoff drought, the New York Jets. I think they've both been out of the playoffs for the same amount of time. So, it's not a team that's seen a lot of success in the last couple of years. Obviously, they've been a fringe playoff team. They've been like on the cusp, but just missing. But they're still, a very beatable team. This is a game that we should win. I actually have two friends who are there. They're sitting behind Shesterkin tonight. They just texted me that they got pucks. So shout out to Small John and Tall John. They both got pucks tonight, and they're giving me the play-by-play apparently from the warm-ups tonight.
Oh, good. You're going to have to keep updating us as those warm-ups go. That's pretty crazy. They're at the game in Buffalo.
Yeah, well, they went to Oswego with me, so they're way up there.
That's sick. I know currently, as of right now, I only have plans to attend one game this season. Obviously, I'm going to go to more, but so far I've only looked into going to one, and it's with you on January 2nd. The winter class.
And hopefully it'll be, we'll be in a good position. We'll be a contender, and we'll be going up against one of the modern-day powerhouses in the Florida Panthers outside.
Yeah, they're overrated. We'll beat them.
100%.
They got lucky twice. Anyways, we got another comment here I'd like to respond to. Could be a long season. Hopefully I'm wrong, but been a fan since 74, and I'm usually close to right. Let's go Rangers, let's go Rangers, let's go Rangers. Being a fan from 74 is a long time, brother. I don't know. What is that? 51 years, I think. I don't know if I can take 51 years of this.
You have to see some cups. You get to see a cup.
You did get to see a cup. That's true. I haven't gotten.
We have yet to see.
You've seen better than us, so congrats. But it very well could be a long season if it goes anywhere close to how it did last season. I agree. I hope you're wrong. This is one of the rare instances where you are wrong if you are usually close to right. So hopefully the Rangers bounce back tonight. Really looking forward to it. They owe me goals. They're a game behind in goals. So
we have a bunch of graphics we're waiting to post. We got to get those up.
Yeah, that was my bad. That was the ultimate jinx. For those that weren't here for the last live stream, I pre-made a goal post for the Fireside Rangers Instagram for every single player, even Shesterkin, even Quick, even though Quick wasn't playing. I had him ready. So I was like, no matter who scores, bang, the post is up immediately.
That's right. We'll get there. We'll get there tonight. I'm expecting a big bounce.
We'll get there one day.
I don't think we're going
to get shut out all 82 games because I did that.
Hell no.
None of these goalposts will ever see the light of day. They're going to stay in the archives forever.
Big bounce back game. I think you're going to see a response from this team. It's something we didn't see a lot of last year. They kind of just rolled over. I think this is I don't want to say their first real test, but after that first game, you need to show a sign of life. We saw nothing in that first game. And I think that, they probably all saw that, felt it. They heard it from Sullivan. So I'm sure he worked them like a dog for the last 2 days, and hopefully they're ready to get back out there and improve upon their performance on, Tuesday?
Yeah. We'll see. I really do hope we bounce back. Speaking of last game, I got Sean. I hate this reference. It's a great reference, great callback, but I hate the fact that a New York Rangers player said this. Yeah, we did make a couple ouchies the first game. Who said that? Was it Schneider?
I believe so.
I believe it was Schneider. When that happened, I was so mad. I wanted to send Schneider down to the AHL. Just not even because of his play, just the fact that he said that. So you have a team that's supposed to be as good as the Rangers were supposed to be, and you're getting handled, and that's what you have to say about it. We got to move on. I'm going to get mad all over. And great callback, though, Sean. Great callback.
I will say the one thing I'm pretty frustrated about is the fact that they're running the same lineup. I wanted to see a little bit of change. I think after last game, you saw that they were kind of slow, flat-footed. You'd think a guy like Brett Berard would get in the lineup, but they're still rolling out Edstrom and Rempe. I like Edstrom. He's fast, and he forechecks well. But Rempe has no business being here. You can make the argument that Radish could use a game. I don't really think Vakanainen showed anything too great last game. You need Fox and Gavrikov to kind of step up again. Not that you're going to take either of them out, but like I just would have liked to seen some sort of change as opposed to rolling out the same product. And if we see another flat performance tonight, then they better change something. There's no way that they could do this 3 games in a row. But yeah, I don't know. I would have liked to have seen some sort of shift or shake up from the head coach, but he's just rolling with it. So, I guess he really likes what he sees to the point where he's willing to roll it out there again. But I'm not really too confident. I'm straight up done with the Rempe experiment. It was fun. The Empire State Building, it was a good thing. You got your shirts out of it, whatever it is. But I'm so over the experiment. I don't think he's getting any better. I don't know. I'm personally over him. I love him. He seems like a great guy. He can chill in Hartford all day long, and he can rotate in if we need to kick the crap out of somebody. But, he's not a guy I want in the lineup every single night, and we have better players in the minors, whether that be a guy like Berard. Hell, I'd even move other players down and try to put one of Perot or Othman back in. So, I don't know. It frustrates me that he continues to get the usage when you could take him out and then put a guy like Taylor Radish down on the 4th and put Othman on the 3rd and get him some NHL minutes.
Yeah, Radish was kind of buns game 1. But as far as the Rempe thing, I'll say I half agree with you. I definitely fully agree that Brett Berard would be a much better addition to this lineup. I am kind of sad that Berard did not make the cut after the preseason this year. But at the same time, I don't think I'm fully over the Rempe experiment. I think he needs to be used in specific games and situations. You're right. He doesn't need to be a full-time member of the lineup. But after that first game, he really has no business being here. Brett Berard needs to be here. We need that speed that he brings, the skating ability. Rempe's just a big brick wall that's just going to run into people. Don't really need that against Buffalo. Who do we need to stand up against in Buffalo?
Literally nobody. Berard's got an endless motor and speed for days. He forechecks like a dog. I mean, you need a guy like that in the lineup every night. It's similar to what Noah Lava was doing in the first game. He was just relentless to the puck. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what you need. I think the only thing that they shy away from with Berard, I believe he's not the tallest player. I'd have to take a look.
Oh, he's pretty short. I don't know the exact height. I'm not that much of an expert on him.
He's 5'9", and he's pretty short.
Yeah. I'm taller than Brett Berard.
I'm not. It's close.
That's tough, buddy.
Well, I'm not trying to be in the league. That's the difference. Not saying that short people can't make it, but it definitely makes it harder.
Well, I'm going to be in the
That's
league.
what I really like about Lava is the fact that he's pretty big. He brings some size to the lineup that the Rangers haven't had. They were saying over the offseason between the additions of Lava and, obviously Edstrom is coming up and Gavrikov and Scott Morrow, this team has gotten big. There's some
you don't need every player on your team to be big, right? We always said part of the reason why the Rangers were never truly contenders, never had a true shot at beating teams like the Panthers, were because we didn't have those big physical players. And now we do. But look at the Panthers. Is every single one of them over 6 feet tall, 200 pounds? They have Brad Marchand. They want to cup with Marchand. He's like a leprechaun. He's 3 feet tall. And they want to cup with him. So I'm okay with having Berard in. I don't care if he's short. He's skillful. And we need skill, but you also need to have physicality. You need a good mixture of both.
Brad Marchand is 5'9".
I'm still taller.
Did not know that. I mean, I don't know. I'm looking at this lineup, and it doesn't really – I like Sheary. I thought he was really good in that first game. I thought he was more of an underrated player. Obviously, didn't create a lot of offense, but I can count on I don't even think I can count on both hands the amount of breakups he had in defensive plays and back checks. He was very good about getting back into defensive positioning, especially when a defenseman pinched when they weren't supposed to, or when the Rangers found themselves in a bad spot. He was always hauling ass back into the zone, and that's what you want to see from your forward, as opposed to a guy, and I'm going to throw him under the bus here, Panarin, known for taking lazy penalties and hooks when the guy is coming into the zone with speed. He doesn't move quick. He just sticks a stick out and tries to pull him back. And he gets away with a lot of them, but he does get called for them, and it's that lazy play that you just can't have. Now, obviously, Panarin, a point-per-game player, a superstar. I'm not going to say move this guy or whatever, but you'd like to see a little bit more effort from the whole lineup. It shouldn't just be these bottom six guys, doing the best that they can. You should see it throughout the lineup. Everybody should be playing with a maximum intensity every second of every game, and it's ridiculous when they don't. It's frustrating. I know a lot of the comments that I read over the last 2 days have been just about the lack of effort that we saw, especially from the top 6 guys.
That's not even the last 2 days, brother. That's the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
To cut you off. Continue, please.
It's a lack of intensity that you can't have, and you won't win without it. I think the last time you really saw everybody going balls to the wall was that playoff run. And it's lacked that intensity since. And I don't know if it was just last year. It was just, a hangover from a deep run where, they got beat up against and lost to the eventual Cup winners in a 6-game series. And then last year they were just trying to do too much to combat that, on top of the fact that they were just injury riddled. So I don't really know what it was, but they need to break the stigma that it's the same team. I get they're returning a lot of the same players, but it can't be that same team mentality that everybody's talking about. They have to prove it. They have to shake that and just prove that this is just a different team and not going to be falling into the same habits of last year's, awful performances.
Yeah, and that's the tough part. I understand it's like a mental thing, but some of it's like you can choose to do certain things. Like Mika Zibanejad, I saw a lot of the comments from game 1 saying like Mika's hair is still dry. Mika can skate faster if he wants to skate faster. I don't care how he's feeling. Like, just skate faster, play harder. Like, if maybe your shot is off because you're a little self-conscious and nervous about shooting, right? And that messes up your aim. Sure, I get that, but you can still take the puck and shoot it. That's just a physical maneuver that you need to do, right? I don't know. I'm not an expert on it.
They also need to.
I don't know if any of that seems insensitive. If it is, I'm sorry.
They need to stop with the east-west passing. When Sullivan came over, he said he wanted to make them a more north-south team, and that's what they need to be. They need to put pucks on net, especially, last game you're playing Artur Shilovs was the goalie. I think he had like 6 starts at the NHL level. Like he's a rookie.
Was that his first ever shutout?
I don't know if it was his first shutout. It definitely wasn't his first game or win, but it might have been his first shutout.
If it was his first shutout, it would make sense. We are the team that likes to hand out first. We should have seen that coming.
A goalie like that, you have to just pepper him with shots. And I think the fact that they were so hesitant to shoot, was a little alarming.
Yeah. If someone in the chat could confirm this for us, that'd be very helpful, and I'd be happy to give you a shout out. Thank you.
But yeah, like we had 25 shots. Like, I don't know, it's just not enough, especially not for a guy who's making his 7th NHL start. It's just not.
Yeah, it's unacceptable. So I don't know. Hopefully we bounce back. But I will say it is 6:50. Game does start in about 10 minutes. So we are going to start to wrap things up here. We'll do the usual tradition where if you're watching, start to get those score predictions ready, drop them in the live chat, and we'll have those flashing across the screen as we start to wrap things up. Colin, I'm going to start with my prediction. All right. I said it earlier. They're a game behind. They owe me goals. Also, before I go into this, I would do have just one quick comment. Rob said JT Miller didn't have any shots.
I did just look at that. Him and Trocheck both. No shots.
I guess that guy's parlay from Tuesday didn't hit.
Yeah, no, his didn't. I had a couple friends who didn't. It was a tough scene.
We're moving on, though. No more about the past. We got to move to the future, the present. My prediction, they owe me a full game's worth of goals. Let's say on average a team scores 3 goals. So 3 plus 3, because from Tuesday and out tonight, it's going to be 6. And I think the Rangers defense is like Eurovac and Ninen's playing, so we're going to allow at least 1 goal. I'm going to go, but then, you got to assume like Zibanejad is going to have like a terrible defensive play too that leads to something. So maybe 2 goals, 6-2. I'm going to say the Rangers win 6-2. That's my final take. Colin, let me hear.
6-2. That is a big win. I'm looking at the team here. It looks like they haven't confirmed the goalie yet. I haven't seen that. That's important to me. I want to see who's playing goalie.
I thought you were getting live updates from the warm up.
Yeah, they stopped texting me because they were blowing up my phone. I muted it. It does look like Owen Power's out, so that's a pretty big. He's on the IR, obviously, and Zach Benson's also out. Those are two pretty big players for them. And Ukko Pekka-Luukkonen also on the IR. I forget what website I used to check the goalies.
Durkin's playing, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I know that. Starting goalies. Here we go.
I don't care who's in net.
Alex
Lyon.
I like him. Alex Lyon's a pretty good goalie. I do like him. I do think we win. I'm not going to lie there. I do think we win. I think it's going to be – I'm going to say 4-2. Maybe 4-1. I don't know. Shesterkin was pretty good in that first game. I thought he made a lot of really good saves, considering how many times he was left out to dry. I think he's going to do a lot of that all season, obviously. He's always pretty good. So I'm expecting another big game from him. And, yeah, I think 4-2. I think you're going to see Miller score. I think you're going to see – I don't know. The bottom six is so tough to try and call anybody. I think Carrick's going to get a goal.
Well, yeah, I was going to say we're just going to skip the parlay because Rob already provided it for us.
Carrick, yeah.
Yep, that's it. Bet the house.
Straight bet. Carrick.
Yep, that's it. Sam Carrick hat-trick.
Yeah,
and of course, Igor Shesterkin anytime goal scorer.
4-2, so my boys in the house can see the W in person.
That would be nice.
That would be nice. But yeah, I think we'll bounce back. I think, they have to. If they don't, they got a lot of angry tweets coming from me. And they're going to have to deal with all those. I'm going to tag them in every single one.
Yep. If you want to follow Colin on his Twitter, it's right above his big, beautiful head. You can look at my Twitter, but as I said last time, I don't really use it. I'm more active on the Fireside Rangers Instagram. I said I was going to be super active on it, but there wasn't really much to do on Tuesday other than post my angry post-game memes.
I usually
post more today.
I usually give period by period coverage, but I had a game on Tuesday, so I didn't get to watch the second half. I was watching on the bench when I could, but it's tough.
Yeah, I heard you ride the bench quite a bit.
It's tough to cover a period when you're always out on the rink.
Anyways, me and Colin are going to go get ready for game time, so we are going to have to head out. Like I said already, if you want to hear our live updates, you know where to find us. Colin Alcabes on X and Fireside Rangers on Instagram for me. So hope to see you guys there over on the socials. But if not, we'll see you guys next time here on Fireside Rangers. If you guys did enjoy the live stream, please be sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell so you don't miss notification. Don't forget, the comment section does stay open even when the stream ends. So if you don't have any of those socials or you want to just stay here on YouTube, feel free to comment in the YouTube comment section. I'll be looking at it for sure. I know that. And lastly, I kind of already said the socials thing like 3 times. I'm just going to stop saying it. They get the point. Most importantly, have a good one. And let's go Rangers.